interacted too much with the chat, but I can't answer some morning questions. But just going. I wasn't up streaming. I'm not up streaming every night. It's hard. Our schedule's longer. 10, 12-hour days right now. It's not like the summertime where I have more flexibility and availability. One, I want to give a shout out to a couple of our big subs that have been regular up on my stream. One is Avery. She kicked my butt in our stream fantasy league yesterday. She was kind to me. She didn't overly kick my butt. It was just kind of a slight kick my butt. But I want to give a shout out to her. I also want to give a shout out to another one of my big subs, which is Kato. She's been and her boyfriend support me from up in the Northwest, so I appreciate you greatly. And then just people all around across my stream. So you know what, I'm just driving, getting ready for my day, and I figure I can communicate with you guys, because instead of me blowing time on stuff that doesn't really matter, I've had my morning prayer time, I've had my morning music, I've had some good time with my kids this morning as I drop them off. And then now it's just, thinking in my head, I go through my daily thought process. Okay, I know I'm going to teach. How am I going to approach it? How am I going to teach it? Are there any kids that I need to focus on and need help? And then two, I start thinking about games. Like, what am I going to stream this weekend? What am I going to, what games am I interested about? Do I want to, what content do I want to create? All these things kind of go through my head. Even down to, like, what music playlist am I going to play during the day in class? Yeah, for those of you guys that are students here up on with me, you guys... You may not know that I actually think about that on the way in. I got about 30, 40 minutes. And then I got to think about all the nuances of, like, okay, what am I going to be prepared for today stupidity-wise? I just found out, and it's kind of the big thing that's kind of bugging me lately, is all the TikTok stuff is apparently this is way more mapped out than I even knew. And I'm pretty aware of things. I had no freaking idea that someone has literally mapped out the whole year, and a majority of it has to do with, like, trying to influence students to do stupid things on campus or just around the community and stuff like that. Like last month, obviously everyone knows the devious lick thing, and then they're using different words and stuff like that, where basically they're just stealing shit from, like, school, which is like, all right, so let's commit misdemeanors and felonies to get attention in life, because we're not getting it normally, and then we go from there into, like, this next month, I don't do it. It's a felony, people. Like, go slap a teacher or staff member. Like, really? Like, that's really what you want to encourage kids to do for your own personal entertainment? Number one, it's going to be taken down on TikTok pretty quickly. Number two, it's literally a felony. Like, it'll get you kicked out of school. And on top of that, it's like a big ass fine and, like, even prison time possibly. So, like, no. And then some stuff later in the year, like in the beginning of next year, in the middle of next year, in the spring, is like, so let's literally commit sexual assault and record it, and to get likes on video. That's kind of a detrimental thing for kids. It's kind of not like, this is really what we want to encourage kids to do. Sorry, these are all the things that go through a teacher's head right before they start teaching for the day, I've been doing this is my 14th year, and that's even taken a year and a half off. So, those are the type of things I worry about too. And I try to talk to kids about it. You could yell at kids, you could talk to kids, you can negotiate with kids all you want. Sorry, I got to get my little four-banger going here, my little commuter meet car this morning. But, like, that doesn't mean it's going to make a difference, But, as much as, people are saying this generation's more educated and they're smarter, they are smarter. But then the things that they value to do for attention just tells me also, too, with all this stuff comes, they're also kind of like, they're a little lonely. To where, they're willing to do things that are outrageous to get attention. It's like, I'm going to start opening up my classroom during the day, the lunchtime again. I'm gonna, let kids kind of come in and hang out if they feel like they got no place to go. I'm gonna start doing kind of some of that type of stuff again, and I already kind of started, because a lot of these kids just need a place and someone to talk to and some refuge. So yeah, I don't even know anymore. I do enjoy the gaming. I've dropped a bunch of new content on YouTube because I really enjoy content creating. For those of you guys that know me or even know, I do have opinions, and a lot of them. Maybe too many. Maybe I need to shut the hell up sometimes, and oh great, slow traffic ahead. This is good. This is why I'm talking, so I don't get frustrated on my commute, because I'm a West Coast person out here in Cali. There's a lot of traffic out here, and people sometimes don't know how to drive in traffic. The pandemic really kind of killed some of people's ability to learn how to drive, because they weren't. And so they're like going crazy trying to dodge and weave through traffic. You're not going to get through anywhere. So, So I figured, you know what? Why waste my time? I could spend some of the time, what I used to do, part of like late night streams is half it. I would just chat about different things. Just chat about kind of things going on with me, or just chat with people because they need a place to talk. The way my phone and everything is set up in here, the way things are set up in here is I got to go. It may be a little shaky because I don't have this cool ultra stabilizing type mount. I'm a teacher with 4 kids, people. Like I don't have the flex income to get all this high quality stuff. Even though I did for the stream, part of that was a birthday gift, and part of that was my stream helping me kind of do this. Right now I'm experimenting too. Like this is kind of the fun part. Like is I got my kind of kickoff during the summer. And now I'm experimenting to see what people, enjoy me doing or don't. And some things have been pretty obvious. Some things I've sucked at. Like I dropped a video yesterday. I'll be full honest with you. I don't have the time to full video edit because that takes a long time. People don't realize with content recruiting, people create a ton of, it's hours of editing. And I don't have hours of editing time because I need to freaking sleep so I can actually wake up and do my normal job. But so I just dropped my walkthrough video. I'm like, I forgot. I didn't start getting in the game till 10 minutes into the stream. So I need to go back through and kind of edit out the first 10, 11 minutes of that video so people actually think it's a real walkthrough. Whoopsie. I'm making so many mistakes, but that's part of learning. Mistakes, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I had a good video last week, and then I had 3 others that were pretty much duds. So now it's okay, so what, did I time that one video right? Did I, do all that different type of stuff? So, you just kind of think about that different type of stuff. Two, I'm tired right now. I'll admit with you guys, I'm very tired. My mental health is a little rough. I will be honest with you. I actually started seeing a therapist. And this stuff I should have been doing a long time ago, but life things, right? Put it off, you'll be fine, no big deal, right? Yeah, good luck on that. Medication fixes everything. No, it fixes some things. It helps my ADHD, which it's finally kicked in right now. It helps my anxiety, which keeps it very low. But the last couple of weeks, I've had just some really bad news come from different students, different people. And it kind of shook me, it kind of broke me a little bit, to the point on the weekends that I'm kind of just trying to gather myself again so I can be do my job very well and be focused really well, and just focused on my students in class, because honestly my students are my second kids. I have my kids, and my students are an extension of my kids. And so the therapist has helped. I see them again next week, and then it's every 2 weeks after that, which would be really helpful. But last time I saw them was in August, because they're overbooked and they just don't have enough people. And it's not because teaching's hard. It's not like people make it out to be. A lot of my job is heavy now. They're overloading me, so I've cut back some things I have to do. I've cut off some committees that make me do all this stuff. I stopped coaching. The coaching killed my sanity more than anything, dude. You want to lose your sanity, go coaching, because your competitive side of you wants to win every damn thing in the history of the world, but you can't. You just can't. As much as you want to, you can't. Even when you have good teams, you can't. But it was killing my sanity because I'd be up all hours of the night analyzing game film, trying to figure out how to win. So I stopped that. But I'm really trying to monitor some of the games I play. I have to cut back on some of the intense games. For you gaming type, like that's just, you gotta watch it, man. As much as people say it doesn't affect you, it does affect you. I had certain games I come off playing and I was just angry and anxious, and I go around my kids and my family and I was like, dude, how can I be like that to them? And so I had to cut off some of that. I've kind of mixed up different types of games I play. I really got to get off FPS. I mean, they don't really change a whole lot, but I'm looking forward to Halo, because Halo's a little bit different dynamic. I'm looking forward to Splatoon 3 when it comes out next year. But Metroid Dread drops in like a couple weeks. I'm kind of on a tight budget right now, man. Like I had to use a lot of my stuff. Actually, a lot of stuff I've given away to other people from the stream because they've been having some rough times. That I kind of keep an eye on my followers. I keep an eye on my people on my different social media platforms and things like that. And if they're having a rough time, I'm gonna. The channel's just. It's one to stream, but two is to kick back. It's not for me to make a profit. I have a job that makes a lot of money. And teaching, yeah, I know, go figure. But I'm in Cali, so Cali teaching, we make money. But so I was like, Metroid Dread would be a good one. Last time I played it, I was like, I gotta hold off. And then I got my the NSO like upgrade subscriptions at the end of October, so I gotta hold off because I spent a lot of money building up my stream and helping out others, and so. My thoughts this morning are just kind of a bunch of different things. I'm worrying a lot about my students right now. I'm worrying a lot about my kids because my kids got some stuff that they're going through. Just me personally, just trying to keep myself level so I can be a good human being and be a good helper and just not a jerk. My thought of the day is just don't be a jerk right now. And some people don't know how to not be a jerk. And it's like, now I would like to use different terminology, but I don't want to get flagged or anything. But don't be an just be yourself. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So, my first period today, my AP, oh geez, and everyone wants to hit the brakes at the same time. People need to learn that. People need to calm down on the road. Don't go fast. Just drive. I'm through the busy pocket now, so it's all cruise control from here. So I got probably another 20 minutes on that drive here. By the way, if you need Xbox or PS5, I think PS5, they're dropping some consoles if you're a Game Pro member or Pro membership at GameStop. Pro members get access. I think it's bundles, and the reason they're doing the bundles is because people are scalping the other stuff, and they don't scalp the bundles because they don't know if they can resell everything. But so that's why GameStop's doing it. That's how I've got every one of my things. That's how I got my PS5. That's how I got my Series X. Now my Series X, if you want to do all access, it's the way to go. It sounds stupid, but you're not paying any more for it. You're just paying it off over 2 years. And you get Game Pass included in it. So the price is a little bit higher. Like it ends up like $800 or something. But you get Game Pass for 2 years, and that's why it's at that price. You're basically getting Game Pass for that time, and Game Pass is completely worth it. You get your online play on top of the fact you get, day one drops like Outriders came out. It wasn't a great game, but it was day one drop. You didn't have to pay for it. You just did it. Hades is on there for free. Forza 5 is going to be dropping on there. What else is going to be dropping on? Oh, and then you got Halo Infinite. And now Halo Infinite's free, but also the campaign will drop on there. And then there's a whole slew of Psychonauts 2 dropped on free for there. By the way, if you get a chance to play Psychonauts, but just make sure if you're dealing with you're struggling mentally, you're struggling with different things and stuff like that, you got to watch stuff when you play Psychonauts 2. It gets pretty deep, it gets pretty dark in some areas. But you play, it's a 0% interest thing, and you just pay I think mine right now is like $36 a month. It's cheaper than a freaking phone payment. So people look at me when you drive and you're talking to your phone while you drive. They just think you're crazy. It's all right. I'm crazy. I am. I got issues. We all do. Let's be real. We all do. So those type of things. But right now it's supposed to drop at 9 a.m., which means, okay, here's how you got to do it. If you're on GameStop and you're going to do it, now GameStop, you just got to spam the hell out of the refresh page of the pages it's on, because what it'll do is the link will drop open for the things that they're releasing, and then once you're in it, you just got to keep hitting that damn refresh page, and then what'll happen is the add to cart button will hit up, and then it'll hit it, and then it won't work, and then you got to refresh the page, hit it, it won't work, and you just spam it. I had to spam for like an hour or two, And that's how I got it. So I did the all access for the Series X. I got the digital PS5. Yeah, I know. For being a gamer, why did you not get one with a hard disk? You know what? PS5 is not my main console. But I like all games, and PlayStation drops hella good single player games, which I enjoy. But so that's this morning at 9 a.m. So it's like, no wait, is it 9 a.m. or 8 a.m.? I think it just dropped at 8 a.m. Central Time. Sorry, Central. I forgot it wasn't Mountain Time, but Central Time. So it dropped like 7 minutes ago. Usually they scatter it out and fragment it out for like over 30 minutes because they'll drop each individual bundle as they go. My bad. I got the time zone wrong. For a social science teacher, I got to get my crap together when it comes to time zones and geography and crap like that. Yes, I'm a dumbass. You guys can call me a dumbass, but I'll be the first one to call myself a dumbass. And any of you guys, like, I think there's only one person up on here with me this morning, so we'll see. Any of you guys have like a hard time getting your ass out of bed this morning? Like, I'm on my ADHD medication, which is supposed to kind of help my brain kind of wake up and connect the dots. But two, I'm on my coffee right now, and it's still not, like, I need another sip right now. Woof. Anyway, I need that. It tastes good. By the way, I drive like an old school, not old school, it's like 2009, but it's a Honda Fit. Dude, I don't know why they got rid of this, and I don't know if they've done it in the newer ones. By the way, my car's only got like 50,000 miles on it, which is freaking awesome regardless of. They put cup holders up high, like right here in hands reach area. Like, it's freaking awesome. By the way, I'm completely random. It's the ADHD in me. So I don't know where this is going to go in this conversation in the morning. Me in the morning talking to people could be a little scary. Let people know. Okay? Let people know. Or not. So, but I may do this a couple, 2-3 days a week on Twitch. I may do one live on Instagram once a week for my Instagram followers, which tend to be a lot of my Twitch followers. But I want to connect out to my Twitch followers. You guys, my subs on here, just my flat out donators on here, you guys have made everything possible for me to do this. So thank you. And so I want to talk to you guys at least 2 to 3 times a week in the morning. I'm going to get on a little bit more regularly at night sometimes. May not be a long time, but I had some people, hit me some whispers up in Twitch and be like, dude, I miss your streams, dude, it's killing me. My streams now, my last one was really good, and I'm going to start not that bouncing around games. I think that's been part of my problem, is that I kept bouncing around games and never got fully engrossed in them. And so I think I'm going to keep on going on with Kina. Or I'm going to mix it up and do a mixer of Kina, but I shouldn't have that much more to go. I'm like 3 hours in. Game's like a 10-hour game. And then from there, I'm going to go probably start a My Player build. And start from scratch. Now, I'm not a big My Player player anymore. My Player, yeah, go figure that one out. Don't tell your English teachers I said that. But I think it'd be cool to build on the new one, because a lot of people are a little upset about 2K22 because it's hard. Because they fixed the AI, the defensive AI there. Because in 2K21, especially like when you're playing, 5-on-5, they played off a lot, and it made it really easy to score. The new AI, me as a former basketball coach and as a high school and as a junior college basketball coach, the rotations are nice. For me, especially as a defensive coach, I was always a defensive specialist. I always did defensive game planning when I was up at the JUCO level. Their rotations are stellar. So you got to figure out where the flaw is in the rotation, and it's not clear cut and it's not easy. So it's really pissing people off, and I freaking love it. Because what happened to, and this is kind of my opinion on 2K, and I should do an opinion video on 2K22, why people hate it or are frustrated with it. It's because they're trying to get back to more of a simulator. What was happening before is it was becoming more arcade-like, much like what NBA Live really kind of got full bore into for a while. And what kind of killed them is that they became an arcade simulator. And, arcade simulation's great in basketball, but what happens with arcade simulation is the gameplay gets redundant. And it just becomes almost like a fighting game, which is fine. But if you're not playing people head to head, or they just find the glitch within the game and just spam the hell out of it, and it drives freaking people nuts. Like, everyone hates spammers in games, you know, because when you're spamming, you're not really skilled. You've just found a glitch within the programming, and every programmer, every person within coding and gaming knows that regardless of how beautiful and perfect your game is, there's always going to be holes within. Sorry, my ears are bubbling. Good morning. Woo! Let's go. Woo! All right, that's about as excited as I get here. Another cup of coffee. Is that when people spam it, you get irritated with them because they're not really good at the game. They just found the glitch within the game, which is a skill within itself. Don't get me wrong, okay? But they haven't learned the overall tools of all of the game. Or the other problem we run into with 2K, and this is just the reality, is just people buying their success. Now, I do not buy VC. I do not. If I get any VC, it's gifted. It's free, and that's fine. That's great. I appreciate it when people do that. That's exciting. Makes me happy. Cool. But I try to learn the game, and now I'm not great at it. But the issue is I go at it from a basketball standpoint as a basketball coach. And so I try to play it like a real life. This one plays more like real life basketball, which is what 2K became famous for anyways. When they blew up in the late 2000s, mid 2000s, and NBA Live started falling off, till eventually they fell off in 2010 and had to go back to the drawing board where they literally shut down releasing a game every year. Oh, excuse me, morning burp. And they had to, they literally had to go and, shut it down and revamp the entire engine and the entire system. And they couldn't get it right after that because NBA Live was becoming an arcade game, literally like NBA Live. Now, here's another theory I have, and I need to do a video on this. This would be great. Is that I think the NBA, the actual NBA, the league, came to 2K and probably, and I don't know if this conversation happened, this is literally speculation, and I'm not a genius when it comes to this type of stuff, but it would make sense because the NFL kind of did this too. The NFL really locked down their content significantly. Okay, the NFL, they really lock down what video games can publish and what they allow in the video games. And I think 2K is doing this too. And I think NBA, the league, wanted 2K to put a more realistic product out there because I think they really want people to get back into liking the game and watching the game because ratings are down. And ratings are down because of a couple different things too. COVID kind of killed it. People want to say that, the summer league, the G League field that they had during the pandemic didn't affect how people viewed basketball. It greatly did. And I think it's still struggling with it today. And so the league is trying to get back to where basketball at its origin is beautiful. It's pretty because it is. Basketball's a pretty sport. Very simple. People don't realize how simple the game is, but you don't realize it until you get older and you're no longer playing. After 16 years of playing basketball and coaching it for another 15, you're like, oh, this game's actually pretty simple. But, I wish I would have known that a while ago. But what I mean by that is I think the league didn't like how 2K was projecting the league. And two, the community is getting a little bit toxic. All online communities eventually will get toxic. Whether you're playing, Valorant, it hasn't been as bad. Splatoon, because there's no voice chat, now go figure that one out, has not really ever gotten toxic. Now, the videos that come out about it and people calling people noobs and all this crap, that bullshit needs to stop. I'm just going to be real. The bullshit where people shaming people because they're not good at games needs to freaking stop, and it pisses the hell out of me off. Is that people want to feel relevant gaming and be this all great damn thing, and they shame the hell out of people just so they feel better about themselves. That shit, excuse my language, sorry, I'm not gonna say it. That needs to stop. It literally needs to stop. Because and this is kind of the biggest standpoint of all, like gaming is meant for everybody. Noob to not, and the term noob comes out of my ear when we grew up and Halo 2 became relevant and online multiplayer became insane, is people just were starting to just like trash talk the hell out of people. Trash talk to me is meant for like when you're around your close community of people and you're just playing with people that are around you, that you're friends, that you trust, and that like matter to you, because you know when you're saying it, it's not meant that way. But when you're getting around like people you don't even know and people are talking that way to each other, like nothing good's gonna come from that, because there's a lot of young kids up online. As much as I would not like a lot, my kid will not be allowed to game online until he's way older. And it's not because I'm a jerk or anything like that. No, it's because it's not healthy for him. Like, let's be real. You know, and so like the state of gaming is a little concerning right now. Like gaming's booming, gaming's growing, but also it's kind of stagnant right now. I mean, look at, and this is kind of the video, and I need to put the, dude, I got all sorts of content. I need to start jotting it down on my tablet, so I have all my ideas down for videos. Is that I think developers and producers and companies are a little stagnant. They're a little baffled about what, you know, games to bring out that people want, that sell. Now outside of the how do I want to put it? Now outside of the Switch effect, because Switch effect is making a lot of games relevant that would not in turn be relevant, because like people just, there's like not a ton of people that have a Switch and they can play it anywhere. And so but I think the gaming like industry as a whole, COVID kind of killed it, but it exposed something, is that there's not a lot of original first party IPs or new IPs that people really get excited about. And so what you're finding, and look at it, I mean, and I may be wrong, there's a couple of like Deathloop, okay, Bethesda's trying something new there, but it's basically like a repainted Dishonored. And I never really got into Dishonored. The first person kind of run around assassinate thing, you know, outside of like Assassin's Creed 2 was never really my thing. But that was a third person type. But outside of like Deathloop, and then, but Ember Labs creating like Kena, which is why I've been playing it, is like all of them are remakes or remasters or like another one in the series, which is fine because the series exists, because the series is good. But when it comes to gaming, nothing is really new. Most of the games dropping right now are literally bringing back old games, because two, one, people, these games are so old that people, still up. PS5 bundles are still up on GameStop if you're trying to spam one. I do love my PS5 digital. I actually really do like the digital. I don't want physical media to go away, especially with Nintendo. I really like Nintendo having physical, but we'll see what that goes in the future. But if you look at Nintendo, you look at PlayStation and Xbox and all these systems, they're not releasing any new ideas. Now they're trying to repaint a lot of what they do. They're trying to change series altogether. I mean, you know, outside of Horizon Zero Dawn and now their second one in that series, it's like that's kind of new. Like God of War's not new. They just changed the structure of the game. It's no longer this big old like 2.5D fixed camera hack and slash, you know, game, which was great back in the day. Especially, you know, remember when God of War 3 was really good. You know, 1 and 2, I like playing 1 and 2 in the Vita, actually. That was where I really enjoyed it. But it's just a new take on an old game. You know, Nintendo, all their new stuff that they're dropping are retakes on old stuff. Like, I'm thrilled about the new 3D Kirby. I think them taking, it looks like the Mario Odyssey and Bowser's Fury model, and a little bit of Mario Land, you know, Super Mario Land. I think it was a brilliant idea. I think it's a great idea. I think Kirby is fantastic. I think the thing I like about Kirby is I can play Kirby with my kids. Like, there's a lot of these games that come from other publishers I just can't play with my kids. Like, I'm not going to do it. You know, Metroid Dread, you know, it's not like gory type deal. It's visually pretty. Like, I played my last Metroid game, I'll be honest, I never played any on the GameCube or the Wii. I didn't play a whole lot on the GameCube. I was really in like an Xbox PS2 vibe in that era. And it's also because I was in college. I didn't have a freaking lot of money, man. Like, I had an Xbox because my parents got it for me for my birthday a year after it came out, and it was awesome. And then I wanted the 360 when it came out, but the only way can I afford that is I had to trade in my my regular Xbox, which nowadays I look back and I was like, damn it, why'd I do that? Because I really like the original Xbox. So, for me, I played Metroid 2 Samus Returns on the Game Boy. Back in my Game Boy days, man, I played the hell out of my Game Boy. It's a freaking awesome system. Nowadays, it's so damn primitive, but, you know, they're remaking a lot of those Game Boy games and bringing it back. So, for me, you know, at the end of October, I'm totally... Now, number one, I got to get a Nintendo Switch controller. Or not a Switch, a Nintendo 64 controller, because I miss that system. I love that freaking system to death. I hated it when I got it because I wanted a PlayStation, but then after I had it for a while, I freaking loved it. What was I going to say? I'm going to be definitely streaming like Nintendo 64 games and talking about my youth on there and reliving my youth and my childhood gaming years. Because those were really, really good and pivotal, and they got me through a lot of rough years playing that N64. So I'm excited it's coming to NSO or Nintendo Switch Online, because I will definitely be streaming those some nights. But anyways, you know, I'm pretty much at work right now. I'm about pulling up right now. I'm probably going to get off here and get, you know, I got about a half hour before class starts, about 35 minutes. What I do is I'll brew another cup of coffee, a pot of coffee in my room, and I will turn on some music, and I will set up things for the day, and I will double check my lesson planning. I've already mapped it out. I wrote it out last night. I like to write out my tablet. I have a tablet that I write on now, which is, dude, it's Samsung. It's old. It's a couple years old, 2-3 years old. Samsung Galaxy 6A Galaxy Light tablet. I'm telling you, the writing notepad function on there has changed everything for me. So, you know, I'm going to continue to do that. So I jot all my ideas down for the day, what I want to teach, and then I go and look through how my students have done prior, and I'm like, okay, where are they at right now? And so, and I really try to be traditional when I teach. I don't like traditional teaching anymore because our kids aren't anything but traditional. I freaking love our students. My students are, oh gosh, they're awesome. They're absolutely freaking awesome. Anywho, so, you know, this has been the first. This is a morning ride. Live ride with me on my way to work in the morning. So for those of you guys that are interested in kind of how I go about my things, about my day, yeah, a lot of random ass thoughts, and, you know, excuse my expression, my, you know, ideas. I'll probably be back up on here tomorrow. If not here tomorrow, I will definitely be up on Instagram. But I wanted to just reach out and talk to my people, talk to my subs, talk to different that. If you're watching this as a replay after it, you know, follow, like me. Well, you don't have to like me. No one has to like me. I wouldn't like me sometimes, man. I'm kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm kind of a jerk sometimes. I try to be genuine and real. I'm sometimes come across as kind of a jerk and kind of cocky. But first and foremost, I appreciate you guys up on me. I appreciate you guys supporting what I do. I'm doing this on the side because I want to help people. I want to lift up people. Secondarily, you know, it goes a long way if you guys want to sub and subscribe. I'm trying to keep some of these things going. But it, you know, it gets a little tight for me because I got to do a lot of support. And, you know, I buy things for my classroom like food and granola bars and water to give out to students who just don't eat or forget to eat or don't have the money to eat, because I got quite a few students on campus where that's the case. And it's all pre-wrap stuff and stuff like that. So it's COVID all good and stuff like that. And then, two, I'm going to try to provide a safe haven where kids can game. We have a good esports community on our campus and things like that, and people should get up in that. But, two, just a place where people can go chill and hang. So, you know, anything you guys can do to sub and donate really helps out a lot to my channel. It just helps me as a teacher try to help all my students, not just when I teach them for my 90 minutes that I have them, but I'm trying to lift them up and support them all day long and all the time, because it matters to me. You know, it really is my passion, what I do. It's not just me as an infomercial. It's like, I tear as a teacher. Some teachers don't, man. You guys know, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Some teachers don't give a damn. But That's not what I'm trying to be. This is just me just trying to be real and help people out, and just wherever I can. So anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys. This has been a morning ride with me, JG&T, on my way to work, get ready to teach after I drop my kids off. These are my morning thoughts, which are random and completely out there sometimes, and not really, just all over the place. But hey, if you're having a hard time, you're not alone. I'm having a hard time right now too. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm putting on a straight face. I don't have it, dude. I was literally bawling the other night because I got some horrible news about a former student of mine, and it broke me. It really did. And so, but I hope you guys have a great day. I hope my community has a great day. If you're bored and you want to hear more of me, you know, go ahead and I got videos up on YouTube. Go subscribe, go like, go share those with other people. I need your guys' help building up my community. It's a little died off because I had to focus on getting ready to be teaching and in the classroom, and it required every bit of effort I had, and I am dying right now. But I'm still trying to carry this out and carry it up for the rest of y'all. So if you guys can, reach out, get to other people, support it, lift it up. If not, it's fine. Like, I just appreciate you guys being you. And the best thing you can do for me, and the thing I care about me, is you be yourself and you go be around, you look out and help for others. This is, you know, the end of Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So definitely lift up those students and those kids who need help. And if they need help, get them to somebody, get them to wherever you want. There's places in every community, every county where they can lift up and help people out, and make sure they find that type of stuff, and just let them know that they care, they're valued. And if you find people being a jerk or a dick, it's because they're having a rough day, and find a way to lift them up and don't act typical with them. You know, be different. The only way it's going to fix things is not to be the same, is to be different and lift people up in everything that they're doing. And that's just for real with me. And that's just what I feel. That's just what I think. And that's just what I believe. And so, anywho, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a great, great day. And think about others and lift yourself up. And guess what? If you are struggling, you are okay. You are normal. You are who you are. And be who you are. And if you don't care about how others think of you because you're being you, that's all that matters. Their opinion doesn't matter. What matters is you being you and you being okay with you. And you're freaking great. You guys all are. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace out. I'm off to work.